Hi folks, this is Daryl Legacy, Instructional Designer at Hack. This video will show you how to create a question pool and a quiz that pulls random questions from that pool in D2L. This will ensure students are not getting the same questions or in the same order, which will help keep them from sharing questions or answers with classmates. In your D2L course, click the Quizzes link on the nav bar. Then click the Question Library link. Click the blue New button at the top and choose Section from the drop-down menu. This will help organize your questions within the question pool so that you can more easily select the right ones for the quiz later. The next step is to give the section a name. If you plan to make multiple quizzes pulling from the same question pool, you may want to call it Chapter 1, or the respiratory system. Keep in mind that if you create multiple quizzes from the same pool, it's more likely that students will get some repeat questions. If you want to have a new question pool for each quiz, it's better to title the section after the name of the quiz, such as Exam 1 Questions. You can enter section text if you want, though it is optional. You can also hide the section title and the section text from the students, though this usually isn't necessary. Click the Shuffle Questions in this section box to ensure the question order is also random. Click Save if you want to move on to making the questions, or click the down arrow next to the Save button and click Save and New if you want to create multiple sections now. Whether you make one or multiple sections now, when you eventually click Save, it will bring you to the question library where you can see all the sections you've created so far. Click on the section you want to add questions to. If you have a quiz file from another course or from a textbook publisher, you can click Import and upload a file. Click Browse Existing Questions if you already created questions for this course, or Import from Learning Repository if you want to search for questions from other courses. If you want to make new questions for this pool, click New and whichever types you need. Create as many questions as you want, clicking the down arrow next to the Save button and choosing Save and New or Save and Copy for multiple questions of the same type. Because each student will receive a random subset of the questions you create here, it is recommended that all questions be of approximately equal difficulty to avoid some students getting much more difficult questions than others. Click Save and either make different types of questions or click Done Editing Questions when you're completely finished. It will now bring you back to the main quizzes section. If you need to see or edit the quiz pool again, you can click the Question Library link. Otherwise, click New Quiz to make a quiz where you can attach the question pool. Give the quiz a name and a category if you want. Make any choices you need to in the other tabs, such as restrictions or submission views. If you need to know more about those options, watch the video we created about quizzes that I will link at the end of this video. After you've made any other changes, click the Add Edit Questions button. Click Add and then Question Pool from the drop-down menu. Give the question pool a name, which I recommend to be similar to the name of the quiz and the question section we made earlier. Click Browse Question Library, and then click the checkbox next to the section you want to connect to this quiz and click Add. You'll now see all the questions from that pool listed. Choose the number of questions to choose from the pool and the point value for each question. The greater the difference between the number of questions available and how many you choose for this specific quiz, the less likely that students will see many of the same questions as their peers. Typically, having twice as many questions available as questions chosen for a quiz is enough to ensure that students can't easily share questions. Points per question is the same for every question because they're chosen randomly, so you cannot have some questions be worth more than others. Once you've finished making your choices, click Preview to see the quiz, or Save to finish editing. Click the Back to Settings link at the top. This is a good opportunity to use paging, questions per page, and tight timing restrictions to do even more to ensure academic integrity. See the video on preventing cheating in quizzes that will be linked at the end of this video. The last step here is to click the Assessments tab and add a grade item that this quiz will be associated with. You should also click Allow Attempt to be set as graded immediately upon completion and Auto Export to Grades if you want the quiz grade to automatically be published and sent to the gradebook. Make any more changes to any of the tabs in this section and click Save and Close when you're done. Your quiz is now complete. You can add it to your course by going to the relevant module and clicking Add Existing Activities and then Quizzes. Click the quiz you just created to add it. Don't forget to make it visible if you haven't already by clicking the toggle button next to the icon of an eye that is crossed out. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please contact me or any of my colleagues at the CDI team.